Hey, what's up? What's going on? Happy Monday. I'm a little bit better. Well, okay, I'm actually a lot better. I'm not 100%, but I was back at work today, and if I'm back at work, I could definitely play some chess. So I'm still going to do some, maybe a few clearing of the throat moments here and there. I'm going to still be drinking some tea. But we are back in the 5-minute pool. We are about to get things started. So without further ado, I just put myself in the queue, hit 5 minutes, and we should rock and roll, see what's going on. Otherwise, yeah, everything is good. So, yeah, the weekend was not so eventful, being a little bit under the weather, but I was happy to chill. You know, it's good to chill every now and then, and there are some good basketball games on, particularly the Thunder versus the Warriors. Okay, it wasn't a great game. It didn't turn out to be a great game, but the fanfare of Durant coming back to OKC was definitely good theater. Westbrook trying to do it all by himself was definitely funny, and yeah, it was just an interesting game. So I watched that. Yeah, that was pretty much the extent of my weekend. Anyways, we have an opponent, Canadian I am Hawksmoor. I'm going to go C4, English opening, very flexible. And E5, okay, picked up the gauntlet. And I'm going to go G3 and D6, Bishop G2. I expect F5 now. Normally when they delay playing Knight F6, they're thinking about going F5. So Bishop E6, that's a little bit unusual. I'm going to go D3 to protect that pawn. And I'm now, okay, Queen D7. Okay, so basically the idea here is actually to very quickly entertain the idea of maybe castling queenside. And I guess if I play Knight F3, Black might seriously entertain playing Bishop H3. But I don't like this move order from Black, because it seems like it's a little bit weird not developing the king side. And so I'm going to play B4. And the idea of B4 is essentially just to play B5. And if knight takes B4, I'm going to go rook B1, which puts really annoying pressure on the B7 pawn in addition to the knight. So I think B4 is sort of not a pawn you can actually capture here. Yeah, I don't like this move order with Bishop B6 and Queen D7. It's a little bit too brute force. It reminds me of the, I think it's called the Perk 180 attack or whatever, in like some white openings. So, yeah, I think white is actually a little bit better here. Knight E7, I really don't like this move, because now after B5, which I will play, the knight has to go to D8, and that's really not an ideal square for the knight. So I think some of these gains have been useful to me, just sort of pushing white out of the way, or pushing black out of the way. And maybe D5 is an idea here, so I'm actually going to go E4, which just has just sort of make sure that D5 isn't played. And okay, A4, A6 is a very interesting move. I did not account for A6. Yeah, it's very important that I keep hold of the B5 square, because if I don't, then there might be some serious repercussions on the with the fact that the knight might be able to come to C6. So I think it's very important that my pawn stays on B5. And unfortunately, I should have played Rook B1 and not E4, because now I can't. I have to recapture the C pawn, and that loosens control of B5. So I'm going to go F4. I'm going to try and play aggressively and try to sort of play F5 and trap this bishop. But E4 was a mistake, the move before F4, because it shut down my bishop on the long diagonal, and more importantly, it stopped me from taking back on B5 with the A pawn. And I ideally would have loved to take back on B5 with the A pawn so that I have one pawn chain. Now if I take back with the C pawn in these positions, which I think I will have to do to control the C6 square, then that means that I have two pawn islands. So not the best. So, okay, I expected this, G takes F4. Now I'm going to go E takes F4. Now I'm going to go G takes F4, renewing the threat of F5. This is very double-edged. And yeah, I expected F5 as well. And I think this is a very interesting position because white has pretty decent control of the center, but black will also has really good potential to blockade it by playing g6. So, but now that black played e takes f4, essentially black doesn't have great control of the d4 square, so I might be able to take on b5 with the knight, or not, maybe play b takes a6 now because I still have control of d4. Or it's harder to control d4 with just the knight on d8 or the knight on e7 coming to c6. Oh, what to do? I'm a little bit rusty talking and playing, I can tell. I'm going to go bishop b2 because black's sort of natural plan would be to play g6 and develop the bishop on the g7 square. So now by putting the bishop on that diagonal, I've essentially sort of staked my claim on the diagonal before black can. Alright, so takes on b5. That was somewhat expected. Yeah, I'm going to play pawn takes just to sort of control the b5 square. But now d5 is an option for black. And I think d5 might be a good move, liberating black's pieces. But it's still a very unclear position because, again, this knight on d8 is not very good yet. And until it gets active, it's just a little bit stupid. And knight on e7 doesn't have a great square either. Again, both these knights on d8 and e7 aren't on their ideal squares, c6 and f6. Yeah, so d5 wasn't expected, just sort of blowing up the position. And I'm going to go knight f3 with the idea to play knight e5. Okay, so knight f7 defends against knight e5. But it does not stop knight d4, which I think is actually a really strong move, securing the bishop on e6. So I'm going to go for that. And you know me and the bishop pair, it's like a fetish. So no surprise there. So okay, so if I take on e4, he has bishop g4, so I'm going to take on e6 first. And then take on e4. And now I've secured the two bishops, which I think ensures me a safe advantage. And so taking on e4, I can take on e4 now, but I'm wondering if I should castle first. Nah, I'm going to take on e4. What am I saying? Taking on e4 is good. Castling was an option, but taking on e4 is fine. And yeah, white should be better here. Definitely, white should be better. If knight d6, I'll go queen e2, which covers b5 and everything. Okay, so knight f5. Interesting. I'm going to go queen e2 now. But okay, he's threatening bishop b4. Is that a problem? I'm going to go queen e2. And the point is that if bishop b4 check, I'm going to go knight. If bishop b4 check, I'm going to go king f1. And the point is, castling is not possible. Oh, but he can castle kingside. I'm going to go king f2, actually, which connects my rooks. And my king is actually sort of safe here. I don't see any way that it could really be targeted right now. I'm going to stop talking because I'm really almost down in time. I've been contemplating in a very slow fashion. But I am threatening knight f6 check now. Okay, so castles was played. Okay, I'm going to go rook c1. Now I'm going to go rook d1. I missed queen b6 check. Not great. Ooh, this has been a little bit sloppy. Now my king is in a very precarious situation. Ideally, I need to play bishop h3 to pin that knight on f5. I think king b8 might be the move for black. King b8 really looks like a great move. Okay. He's trying to checkmate me somehow. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm making several bad moves here. Knight g5 is another really bad move. It looks like I might actually win this game, but it's sheer dumb luck. Ooh, whoops, I did not mean to move that. Sorry. Wow, so that was really sheer dumb luck. That was really a bad game. I don't really know what to say about that, other than that was really, really poorly played. Let me move this board back into position. I pulled it out by mistake while I was playing, and I did not mean to do that. So I'm going to move this over to where it normally is. And yeah, I did really a sloppy game. I just didn't play my normal level, and hopefully I could do it next time. But at least in the opening, here, everything here was fine. b4 is fine, 97, b5, 98. And here, e4 was a mistake. There was no reason to shut my bishop off on that diagonal where I was exerting so much pressure. A better move would have been rook b1, with the idea that after a6, I could play a4. The problem is after e4, a6, I can't play a4. Well, I can play it, but I can't take back with the a-pawn because the rook would be pinning my pawn on a4 after a takes b5. And then I sort of screwed up my pawn structure a little bit. Now, I was able to secure the two bishops a little bit later, and as I think, as you guys well know, I believe that really constitutes an advantage. But it was really a sloppy game throughout, and even after f takes e4 here, I should have perhaps considered castling right away. I don't know why I didn't. I decided to be greedy and take the pawn, and then after queen e2, bishop e4, my king is not well placed on f2. And I sort of missed that black could castle queenside here. I just thought castling kingside is impossible because knight f6 check, and missed that he could castle the other way. He was playing a little bit fast, so it got me a little bit flustered, but I can be better, and I will be better. So hopefully this next game will be a little bit cleaner than that one was, because that one was just bizarre, really bizarre. But a win is a win is a win, right? I guess that's what they say. All right, Belgian Belcher. Okay, so this guy's GM. He's pretty decent. Let's play c4 again, but let's play it better this time. So g6. Okay, I'm going to go knight c3. And actually, the merits of playing this sort of way is that you sort of take away, some Grunfeld positions, because if this is a really good anti-Grunfeld measure if you want to play c4, knight c3. e6 is a little bit rare, but the idea is to go knight g7, and I think I'm supposed to go a3 and b4 here, but I cannot remember for the life of me. So I'm going to go d3 and bishop f4, which I think is another way to play. b6 is a little bit strange, though. I didn't think you could combine the double fianchettos like that. So I'm a little bit baffled by that sort of move order, but what do I know? Okay, now I've managed to force h6, but maybe now that wasn't the thing that I actually should have been trying to do, because now my queen and bishop are lacking some squares. So the problem is g5 here, and then my bishop is sort of trapped. So I'm going to play, and I don't want to play h4 because it's a little too weakening. But I have to commit to the structure now. So I'm going to go a3 and play for b4. But now g5 and knight f5, and it's actually black that gets the bishop pair. So I think black is already doing well here. I sort of mucked this up a little bit. Yeah, now knight f5, and yeah, again, black is getting the bishop pair here for no apparent reason. My idea, though, is to recapture with the f-pawn, at least, to claim that I might have some sort of counterplay connected with on the f line after a subsequent capture on e3, because I'll play f takes e3. Wow, so castles queenside definitely did not expect. And I'm going to go b5 now and try to expand on the queen side, given that that move was played. b5 I did not expect, though. And interesting, so knight e5 allows me, should I capture or not? I'm going to go a4 now, and I'm going to just try to, just really very quickly, try to break through, if possible. I'm going to try and break through right now. With a5. So it looks like black is it looks like black is breaking through in the middle first, but I'm going to try and get some counterplay on the other side by playing a5. And I'm going to give up a piece because I don't think it's all roses here. And okay, a takes b6 was a little bit of a mistake because now I can go knight a4 with tempo, and I don't think that should have been allowed. But again, the position should be okay for black. Now the question is, do I have any breakthroughs connected with knight takes b6? I really need to get some sort of sacrifice going here. I took with the pawn because if I play knight takes e3, black will take on e3 and then play queen d4, and I couldn't allow that. Now I'm threatening rook takes c5, which is a little bit annoying to deal with, so I'm hoping that keeps him thinking for a second. Nope, it does not. He very quickly plays queen d6. I'm actually going to shift gears now and play rook f1 again, because now my rook is doing nothing on the c file. And now I think my queen needs improving, so I'm going to go queen c2. And again, this position is just losing, but I'm wondering if I could drum up some counterplay based on maybe this king not on b7 being a little bit exposed. I don't know. So I'm going to go knight b2 and knight c4, and maybe rook a1 as well. Maybe rook a1 here is actually strong. And the idea is to go rook a6. Yeah, I can't just trade rooks unnecessarily, so I'm going to try and open up another front. But yeah, this game is no better than the last game. I'm just not playing with real precision here, and it shows. Okay, rook a3 looks like a blunder to me, though, because of knight c4. I'm wondering what I'm missing here, because rook a3, knight c4, and this just looks like a fork. But it's a little bit strange why I went for that. And why can't I go e3 here? I'm really confused by these moves. Why can't I go rook takes d4? Knight takes e3. Knight takes e3. I'm going to take on a3. I think that's a bit cleaner. and now go king h1. And I think I should have some counterplay now. Alright, I'm seriously down on time, so I gotta step it up and speed it up again. But I like where my position is right now. And I really don't have time, so this is like a real cop-out, but I'm going to actually take this draw. Yeah, a very sloppy game, no doubt about it. I'm not even proud of looking at it really in any deep way, even though I drew, because in this English position, after g3, knight c6, bishop g2, e6, it's a very standard idea of playing. If you want to sort of play aggressively for a win and not follow the symmetry, black will try to play e6 and knight g7 and sort of play, at least get the king's knight in a different setup than the white's king's knight. So there's a little bit of dynamics or unbalancing of the position as opposed to symmetrical English. And in this position, after knight g7, I think there's some nuances here that I really failed to remember because, okay, I can go e3 myself, but then it becomes somewhat symmetrical again. But I believe there's some plan also connected with playing an early b4, so I think a3 here is a move. And then b4 might even be a pawn sacrifice with b4, and then c takes b4, a takes b4, knight takes b4, and bishop a3. And it's almost like a Benoni-style pawn sacrifice. But what I did was really mild. And after d3, b6, bishop f4, I don't like this move. Because after d6, my bishop is not really doing that much there. And I think it's better on d2, because I played queen d2, and after h6, unless I want to move my queen again, I'm bound to sort of lose the dark-squared bishop. So not really a great opening success. So I'll just leave it at that. The game then got messy, and I managed to get chance to draw, but not a clean game. So anyway, 1.5 out of 2, no losses right now, but really 2 awful games. So I don't know. I gotta whip myself into shape. Maybe it's the English opening. It's too tricky, too flexible. I don't know if anyone's claimed about an opening being too flexible. Normally you like flexibility, but maybe I just need to go back to the basics and play d4, my old tried and trusted weapon. Is that what they say? Tried and trusted? No, tried and true. I'm losing the expression right now, but anyways, it's late and it's Monday night, and I should be going to sleep soon. So that's that. Okay, so now we have a black game, e4, c5. Gonna play real aggressive, knight f3, d6, and look, we might get a Nardov. d4, c takes, come on, knight takes, knight f6. Yes, we get a Nardov. We always gotta cheer for a Nardov because there's all these anti-positions that you get beforehand. But a6, perfect, we get a Nardov. And bishop g5, so popular these days. I'm gonna go e6. And then f4 will surely be played, and I'm going to go queen c7. I'm inviting this bishop takes f6 line, but no one seems to play it, and this guy is no different. He plays queen e2, and now I'm going to throw in h6, and yes, now he plays it. Okay, so now the structure, this is sort of like a Richter-Rauser structure. There are a few differences. One difference is that this queen is on e2. That does make somewhat of a difference, because knight b5 might be an idea in this position. And so because of that, I'm going to play bishop e7. Knight d5 is a theme. This like piece sacrifice is a theme in many of these positions, but it's even more so a theme here. And f5 very quickly played. I think the idea is to sort of maybe get just take on e6 and then play queen h5 because I played bishop e7 so quickly. So I'm wondering if I have time for h5 or not. Huh. No, I don't think I do. I'm going to go knight c6. The point is that, okay, you can go for takes on e6 and queen h5 check, but maybe my king can just scoot to d8 and not have so many problems. So this is what I'm banking on, that I can just scoot to d8 and everything, all my pieces are protected except my rook on h8. So I'm thinking that maybe I'm not hanging anything if I can sort of play knight takes d4 very quickly. Yeah, so I'm going to play knight takes d4 because that was the idea. And rook takes d4, I expected. And again, I'm still not, everything is under control. So I'm going to go queen c5. I think that's an important move. Attacking this rook on d4. And you notice the position is very sharp. My king's in the middle. But I have the two bishops, which is an asset. And I have a nice pawn center. And this queen of f7 looks a little bit out of the game to me. Because now I think I can play queen g5 check. Which forces the king to b1. And then rook f8. And this queen is a little bit wayward now on h7. So I really would love to trade it. I'm going to go bishop d7. Again, continuing my development. And also, again, all my pieces are protected, so it's all right. And h4 is an interesting move, attacking my my queen and sort of maybe securing the trying to get the h6 pawn. I'm going to go queen f4 or queen e3. What's better? I think queen f4 is a little better. Holding on to the pawn for now, and maybe eyeing the e5 square, the all-important e5 square. And g3, sacrifice is played, now I have to take. And now queen takes h6, but at least I got the e5 square. I'm going to play rook c8 now, and the point is now I'm threatening an exchange sacrifice with rook takes c3. I would love to break open white's kingside pawn structure, even at the cost of an exchange. And queen d2 is maybe an interesting move trying to cover that. And but I like my position here. I don't think there's so much I should be complaining about. So I'm going to go rook h8, reactivate my rook. And whenever my queen is attacked, it's going to go to e5. That's sort of my plan. Okay, so h5, good move, pushing it. I'm going to go queen e5. It's very important, I think, to blockade this e4 pawn. e5 actually becomes a sacrifice in many positions, giving the square for the knight. And this pawn on h6 is menacing, but I'm going to play king c7 now. And now look, if my king maybe goes to b8 and my rooks are connected, and it's not so bad. It's not as bad as it looks. So I think I should be okay here. Rook 8, and because now, again, all my pieces are protected. I have the two bishops. I have a decent pawn structure. I just have to sort of keep this h-pawn under control. So that's my homework assignment, keep that pawn under control. I'm going to continue to keep that pawn under control by playing rook g5. Again, part of the job now is actually trading a few pieces, because then the h6 pawn becomes a little bit harder to defend. So if I trade a few pieces, then the bishop starts doing their work. Rook takes g5. I think queen takes g5 makes more sense. I could also play f takes. What should I do? I want to trade queens, baby. I want to go queen takes g5. Because I think it's just easier to defend if I trade queens. And now I'm going to go bishop f8, attack that pawn again. And now after h7, bishop e8. And now my idea is just to go bishop g6 and try to pick off that pawn. Alright, bishop g4, okay, attacks my pawn. I don't want to give it up. I'm going to go bishop f7 because I don't want to go king d7 because that allows knight d5, which is a very important and yet annoying resource. So I don't want to go king d7 because it would have allowed knight d5. And I want to walk my king over to the king side and protect that pawn, but I want to tippy-toe on the dark squares so that knight d5 doesn't come pinning where I'm not able to take it. So if I can go king d8 and king e7, I should be, and then bishop g7, or sorry, king d8, king e7, and then bishop g6, I should be golden. e5, interesting move, trying to get the knight in the game. I'm going to decline it. I'm going to play d5, and the idea is just not to allow that knight the e4 square. And maybe now the pawn is weak. So okay, so knight e2. All right, now I'm going to go king d7 because I don't see any reason why not. And now bishop g6 next. Okay, I missed knight d4. Okay, I have to go bishop c5 now, actually. To sort of, after knight f3, go bishop e3. And again, I'm low on time again, so I gotta stop talking for a moment and play some good moves. This pawn's dangerous. Oh, oh my gosh, I just blundered for no reason. Oh. Can you tell it's a bad day at the office? Again, just a really bad blunder in a simple position. Not that simple, but simple enough. A few moves ago, this was a good sequence. I thought I was getting a little fancy by not taking the h7 pawn right away, but I should just start with rook takes h7 so that the knight doesn't have the h4 square. I missed knight h4 here. If I play rook takes h7, I think black actually has a slight advantage because then I'm threatening g4. My bishop is controlling the g1 square, which is the queening square. And again, my outside passer is a little bit stronger than the e-pawn, and a little bit because white's going to have a hard time controlling the g-pawn, then I'm going to be controlling the e-pawn because my king is much closer to the e-pawn, which is a threat, than white is to my threat. And so after rook takes h7, I should have no problems. I thought I was a little bit fancy playing this g4 in-between move, but I totally missed knight h4. And that was essentially the real straw that broke the proverbial camel's back. Otherwise, in the opening, the structure that occurs, this sort of structure, which is like a rouser structure in the Sicilian, is really worth a lot of rich study. A lot of the lines are much easier to play for white, but I always just loved the structure. I found it to be so dynamic and appealing that you have this nice pawn center, and then if you survive the middle game, you have a nice end game waiting for you in the form of essential pawn majority and the two bishops. So I always found it a very, very rich game, very rich position to study. And in fact, when Caruana needed a win in the last round against Karyakin in the candidates tournament, as many of you may well know, his tie breaks were against him, so he had to play for a win with black. He went for the rouser. So it wasn't a bishop g5 nor, but it was this sort of structure. And he lost the game, but he was not without some chances. So definitely an interesting game to study from the candidates tournament. Yeah. Anyways, let's get back to. I need to get one good game in before I wrap this up, right? I mean, it's just been real sloppy all the way around. I think this will be the last game for today. It makes sense for me to still get my sleep while I'm recovering, so to speak. And I have been sort of over talking. I feel like a little bit. I don't know if it's people are catching on to me sort of annotating or commenting on games, and I doubt that's the case. But all three of my opponents thus far have just been like sort of playing super fast, and I've been down like 2 minutes. So that's a problem. When people are playing super fast, you got to sort of respond with speed as well. So I've been responding with words. So anyways, this will be the last one. Wait in the queue, see what happens, and yeah. What else is new? And what else is new in the world? What else is new in the chess world? I don't even know. I didn't really check the chess news over the weekend. I guess the Grand Prix, which should be starting soon. I mentioned that in the last video. So that FIDE Grand Prix is on the horizon. There'll be high quality chess there. Oh, there's also the Women's World Championship. Maybe that's something we're talking about in Iran. As some of you may know, Nazi Bekitsa was, I think, the most notable person that declined participating because sort of in protest in a way, because of the whole headscarf thing and sort of like the dress code and stuff for women in Iran. And I support her decision. I think I respect it, definitely. I think you got to stand up for what you believe in, and if you don't think that's right, then I don't think it's. I'm not going to necessarily comment on that. Well, yes, I am. What am I saying? This is my channel. I can be political. Yeah, no, I think she made the right choice, definitely. If I was a woman, I would probably not go to. That being said, and also Ho Ifan, I don't think she's playing either. So, yeah, it's a wide open field. Anyways, back to the game. This is sort of a weird Benoni type structure where they don't play, where they play c5 before playing e6. So black technically has a backward pawn, which I will try to take advantage of. So knight b4 is a threat here. So I'm going to go bishop f4 with the idea to go queen d2 if attacked again. And I'm just going to try and castle queenside really quickly, actually. I don't see any reason why I shouldn't go for that. Just try to castle queenside. And just sort of hone in on the backward d-pawn. So if bishop e7, I'm just going to go queenside. And I think that should be an interesting sharp position. I could have gone for e3 or something a little bit more passive, but I think this is maybe a principled way. Another thing I was looking at was e4, but I was wondering if that's a little bit rushed, because after d6, my queen might be harassed with bishop e6. Okay, so bishop e7, okay, and I'm going to castle. Okay. And I want to go king b1, because I feel like knight b4 might be an idea. So yeah, I'm going to go king b1, but I don't know if I have time for it. It looks a little bit... It's like by playing king b1, I'm saying I have all the time in the world, and I don't believe that's the case. Nah, I'm not going to go king b1. I'm going to go e4. I can't have all that time. I need to continue to develop. But this position looks a little shaky to me now that I look at it, because I don't have pieces around my king on the queen side, and it just looks a little bit dicey. Queen a5, knight b4, one of those moves should be pretty good. So knight b4 he plays. I'm going to go queen b3. But again, a2 looks a little bit weak here, so I'm wondering if there's a shot here that just takes advantage of my brazen play, and I'm hoping that there isn't, but there might be. Maybe d5 is a move here. I don't know. I just feel like there should probably be a shot here. But my next move has to be a3. I cannot let that knight stay on b4 much longer, so I'm going to go a3 if allowed. I didn't want to go a3 the move before, because I thought that it might just provoke b5 and then b4. And it's very important when you're castling queenside especially not to create what I like to call hooks. And hooks are basically when you move a pawn around your king and then unnecessarily, and then it allows a pawn break later. So d6, I'm going to go a3. And if bishop e6, I can go bishop c4 here. So I don't think this was actually the best choice by black, because now I'm sort of trading. I'm getting a little bit more control of the position, and I don't think that was necessary. So I'm happy with the past few moves, and yeah, I think actually white should be pretty okay here. b5 is an interesting move, trying to open up the position a little bit, but I think I can just take it. And knight a2 check, okay. Interesting move. I think the point is that if I go king b1, there's knight c3, but I have king d2, and oh, that's the idea. I missed that. Rook b8 anyway. Huh. Alright, now I have to go queen c4, and now rook takes b2, and I'm in trouble again. Why am I missing these things? Wow, I'm missing so much today. Wow, wow, wow. So I'm going to go king e2 to get my king out of checks. But again, this is another miserable position that I brought on myself. And queen a5 is played anyway. And I'm going to go rook d3, which I think manages to hold on to a3 for just a second longer. And stop knight c3 check. But I'm in trouble. And I hate saying this, that I'm in trouble. Why am I doing this to myself? I don't see any completely winning shot right here, but something tells me d5 might be strong. Okay, so bishop f6. Now I'm going to go rook hd1. Oh, no, I'm not, because knight c3 check will be a problem. Oh, man, knight c3 check is a problem. Okay, so I have to go bishop d2 to defend against knight c3 check. And then if I can swing my rook from h1 around and then put my king on f1, I might be out of the woods. Not completely, but enough where, you know, the material's equal and I can fight. But man, that was a slip up a few moves ago. So again, not the highest quality today, but I guess you're getting a lesson in defending, because you know, making lemons with lemonade, or whatever the expression is I'm making like prune juice with prunes. So, okay, queen b6, okay. The knight on a2 is still sort of out of it. So, I'm going to go for rook a1, which just has the idea of just picking off the knight on a2. And I'm wondering if it can move. If it can, I'm in trouble. If it can't, which I think it can't, then I'm good. Because if he goes rook takes c2 here, trying to sort of hit my rook on a1, and my queen, I'll just take on c2 with the queen, and then I'll get my rook on a1 with bishop takes a1, but then I'll play queen takes a2 and be pretty much okay and up a piece. So I'm wondering if I can sort of win this a2 knight now. That's awesome. But it remains to be seen whether that's possible. He's not finding a good move thus far, which is a good sign. I think d5 here is actually really strong, or interesting at least, because then I'd have to play e takes d5, and maybe you can play like rook e8 check. Yeah, so he went for that. If I take with the queen, he has rook d8, and if I take with the rook, he can play knight c3. So I'm going to take with the e pawn, and if he checks me, go king f1. Or maybe I should go rook e3. Nah, king f1. Or maybe I should do something else. Because king f1, there's rook b1 check. Nah, I'm going to go king f1. And now bishop e1, I think, covers my bases for now. And I'm a pawn up. I mean, the dust is settled, and I am a pawn up, and if he tries to put a piece on c3, I'll just give the rook for the 2 pieces, and that should be good for me. And now I'm just going to try and march my d-pawn, just play d6, d7, sort of as a distracting mechanism. And something went wrong for black here. And also, if you note, this is the first time I've really been up on time, so all good things. So G5 doesn't really solve that problem, so I'm just going to go D6. And I'm still sort of angling for D7. If G4, I can just play queen takes G4. Okay, so rook, bishop C3. But now I can just go rook takes and queen takes. And, okay, queen D1. Oh, that's a clever move. That's a very clever move, trying to get at queen E2 check. I'm going to go queen D2. Because essentially, if I trade queens here, I should be fine. And after knight takes D2, if he attacks my pawn, I can go knight C4, and the pawn is kept. And now, that should be it. Yep, and now the blunder comes. And, of course, there's still no respect given to players of my kind. Okay, so I won that one. Very sloppy, but I won it. I'm actually curious, because I have seen this many times before, this D4, knight F6, knight F3, C5 stuff. And after E6, I've seen this position a few times, and I've always wondered what to play after knight C6. Because it's... Okay, so E4 is the move. Alright, because on general principles, you want to take advantage of the backward pawn. Right now, the D pawn is a backward pawn, so principally you'd think, oh, that should be a little bit weak. But the problem is this queen on D5 is very easily harassed with knight B4 or bishop E6 at some point, and so it's always tough to figure out how to actually get at that, how to sort of develop your pieces and maintain the positional pressure. And evidently, bishop F4 is already just a step in the wrong direction. Because after, oh, whoops, I did not mean to go that far. So, but bishop F4, it's saying after D6, rook D1, my queen has to start being harassed with bishop E6, and I don't like that. So evidently, E4 here is the move that really is the advantage move, and that's good. That's really good to know, actually. Really, really good to know. Or bishop G5 looks like an option. So, so I guess even when you're unsure about what to do in certain positions, stick to your principles. You know, where's the weakness? What's the status quo of the pawn structure? And that sort of should help guide your decision. I've unfortunately sometimes, and I mean, I wouldn't really do this in a long game, but in this game, I thought, you know, okay, I don't really know what to do here. Be as aggressive as possible, and I don't know. I mean, it shouldn't work out the way it did. So. Anyways, that's it for me today. I apologize for the quality of the games were not particularly high. But hey, I learned something, and so I know you must have learned something. So just take it, and you know, on to the next. Anyways, that's it. Thanks for watching. Have a good one.